Good morning, students. History lesson 2, India before the time of Shivaji Maharaj. Here you can see the image of your classroom. I know, students, all of us are missing our school. We are missing the physical lectures, the physical class, the mischief that you all play in the class. But one fine day we will come under one roof and we all will see each other face to face, hoping and praying that very soon we come out of this crisis. Content. In today's class we are going to study Introduction, Invasion of Northwest India, Sultanate in the North and the Vijayanagar Kingdom. Introduction. We shall study about the various ruling powers in India before the time of Shivaji. To your right hand side corner you can see the map of Bengal, and the Pal dynasty in the 8th century was a famous dynasty in Bengal which ruled or which covered the central India, Gujar, Pratihar, and spread its power up to Andhra, Kalinga, Vidarbha, West, Kathiawar, Kannauj. All these things you can see here in the Bengal map provided to you. The Rajput dynasty, the next famous dynasty was the Rajput dynasty in the north. The Garhwals and the Parmar dynasties were the important ones, and among the Rajput, the Prithviraj Chauhan, you can see the image of Prithviraj Chauhan very clearly, was a famous ruler belonging to the Chauhan dynasty. He was a valiant king, very brave king. In the first war at Tarai, Prithviraj Chauhan defeated Muhammad Ghori. At the right hand side corner you can see the picture of Muhammad Ghori. Prithviraj Chauhan and Muhammad Ghori fought the battle of Tarai, and in this battle, first battle, Prithviraj Chauhan happened to defeat Muhammad Ghori, but when the second battle took place, Muhammad Ghori happened to defeat Prithviraj Chauhan, and with that the Chauhan dynasty came to an end. We move further. Raja I and Rajendra I are the eminent rulers of the Chola dynasty in Tamil Nadu. Here is a map of Chola dynasty. Cholas conquered the following places: Sri Lanka, Maldives, and they happened to strengthen the navy force. Vishnuvardhan was the great king of Hoysal of Karnataka who conquered this empire. Rashtrakuta is the next empire that we are going to look into. During the reign of Govind III of the Rashtrakuta dynasty, here is a map of Rashtrakuta dynasty again before you students, which spread from Kannauj to Rameshwar. You can even see the Chandelas, Parahars, all the different dynasties that ruled around in the south. Later Krishna III was a famous king, and these three dynasties of the Shiladars emerged in the western Maharashtra, Thana, Raigad district, Konkan district, Satara, Sangli, Belgaum district. So, in short, what are these dynasties doing? They are trying to expand their power. They are trying to expand their boundaries by waging war against each other. The prosperous kingdom came to an power before Shivaji could come into existence. The invasion of the Northwest. Okay. The local dynasties like the Yadavas, the Rashtrakutas in Maharashtra, the invaders came from the northwest. They conquered various other dynasties and established their power. Now is the time when the Arabs came into Middle East of India. And among them Muhammad bin Qasim attacked the Sindh province in the 8th century. And he defeated King Dahir of Sindh. And due to the campaigns, Arabs came into political contact with India for the first time. The Arabs, the Turks, the Afghans and the Mughals all came to India and established their rule. In the 11th century now, Turks invaded India and reached in the northwest province of India. The Sultan Muhammad Ghazni invaded India many times and he plundered the temple of Mathura, Vrindavan, Kannauj, Somnath temple and looted all the wealth of India. The famous Nalanda library belonged at this time was burnt down by Bhaktiar Khalji. Now we are going to look at the Delhi Sultanate, the Sultanate in the north. It is one of the most important period of history. Here is a map of Delhi Sultanate. In 1175 CE to 1178, Sultan Muhammad Ghor from Afghanistan invaded India and he appointed his slave Qutbuddin Aibak to look after the governance. Here you could see the slave dynasty. First person is Qutbuddin Aibak, followed by his son Aram Shah, then Iltutmish, Razia Sultana, and you can read the slave dynasty, the Khilji dynasty, the Tughlaq dynasty, Sayyid dynasties and the Lodi dynasty. These are the dynasties that ruled Delhi Sultanate. After the death of Muhammad Ghori in 1206, Qutbuddin Aibak started independent kingdom, and this independent kingdom came to be known as Delhi Sultanate. But Qutbuddin Aibak passed away in the year 1210. He handed over this thing to his slave Iltutmish, and after Iltutmish's death, his daughter Razia Sultana happened to become the next ruler. Razia Sultana in those days, where women education, we had seen, if you remember in the 6th standard history in the Vedic civilization, the restrictions that were imposed on women. We had seen women were not even allowed to receive education. They were not allowed to work. And in that process, Razia Sultana was declared as a queen by Iltutmish before he could die. The two famous Delhi Sultanate rulers were Alauddin Khalji and Razia Sultana. We can see their image over here. Let's have a quick recap. Rajput dynasty, early Turkish rulers Qutbuddin Aibak, Shahamuddin Iltutmish, Razia Sultan and Ghiyasuddin Balban. The Sayyid dynasty, Khiris Khan, Lodi, Babu Lodi. We can see the period, the Khalji, Jalauddin Khalji and Alauddin Khalji. Tughlaq dynasty, Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq, Muhammad bin Tughlaq and Firoz Shah Tughlaq. This comprises of the Delhi Empire. The Kingdom of Vijayanagar, the next historical event. The map of Vijayanagar is provided over here. Vijayanagar Empire. During the reign of Sultan Muhammad bin Tughlaq of Delhi, there were many revolts in South India and central power of Delhi. Among this revolt, Vijayanagar and Bahmani kingdom became the most successful kingdom. Here you can see the map of Vijayanagar kingdom again, and Bahmani kingdom, if you can see, is also shown over here. Bahmani kingdom. If you could see, this is a Bahmani kingdom. Now, among the Vijayanagar kingdom, the two brothers Harihar and Bukka happened to set up their established empire. They were the Sardars and they were in the service of Delhi Sultanate. After taking advantage of the instability, they built up their own empire, the Vijayanagar Empire. At the time of Muhammad bin Tughlaq, the last Tughlaq dynasty ruler, the two brothers Harihar and Bukka, who were the Sardars in the in Muhammad bin Tughlaq's empire, these two brothers took the advantage of the situation and they established their Vijayanagar kingdom. The famous ruler of the Vijayanagar kingdom was Krishna Deva Raya. You must have heard many fairy tales or stories about Krishna Deva Raya and Tenali Ram, just as Akbar Birbal stories are famous. Krishna Deva Raya and Tenali Ram stories are also very well-known stories. So this is that same Krishna Deva Raya I'm talking about, who belongs to the Vijayanagar kingdom. Vijayanagar kingdom, its capital was Hampi, which you can see here, the orange color area that is shown in the map. Krishna Devaraya ascended the throne in the year 1509. He defeated the sultans and took the leadership under his control. Mahmud Shah was one of his famous rulers of the Bahmani kingdom. He extended his boundaries from Raichur, you can see Raichur over here, right up to Goa, and he died in the year 1530. He was a great scholar and he wrote a book called Amuktiya Maldya in Telugu. Hazar Rana temple was built by him. It was a Vittal temple. The decline of Vijayanagar began with the death of Krishna Devaraya in 1565. Then we see the 5 different powers coming into existence: the Adil Shahis, the Nizam Shahi, and the Qutub Shahi, and the Badri Shahi, after the decline of the Vijayanagar kingdom. Let's conclude with a quote. Educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all. This is a well said quote by Aristotle. Hoping to see you all back in school. Thank you. Good morning, boys. Good morning, boys. Let's get back with the online teaching. History, Lesson 2, India before the time of Shivaji, Part 2. In the previous class, we saw Part 1, and today we will be dealing with Part 2. India before the time of Shivaji. Here you can see the map of South India. In our last class, we studied Vijayanagar Empire. And we spoke about Krishna Devaraya, the most efficient and capable ruler of the Vijayanagar Empire. We had understood Vijayanagar Empire was started by 2 brothers, Harihar and Bukka. And the most capable emperor was Krishna Devaraya. Now we are going to today look into the next part of the history, the Bahmani kingdom. Alauddin Hassan Bahman, whose original name was Zafar Khan, was a founder of the Bahmani kingdom, and he was well known in history as Hassan Gangu. While the decline of the Tughlaq dynasty at the time of Muhammad bin Tughlaq had already started, people were unhappy with the rule of Muhammad bin Tughlaq and they rose in rebellion. One of the Sardars of Muhammad bin Tughlaq was none other than Hassan Gangu, defeated the army of Delhi and started his own kingdom, that is the Bahmani kingdom. Bahmani kingdom came into existence in the year 1347. Again, you can see in this map Bahmani kingdom just above Vijayanagar Empire. Vijayanagar Empire and Bahmani kingdom were contemporary kingdoms of that time, and they were also 2 common rivals. They were very strong rivals of each other, rivals in the sense enemies. They had many wars against each other. Muhammad Gawan was one of the chief wazir of the Bahmani kingdom, that is a chief minister. The work of Mahmud Gawan, here you can see quite a lot of work, his architectural style. It is a storied surmounted domes. You can see the dome shape, that is an onion kind of a shape, round shape. The wall structures, the adorned colorful work of the tiles. Certain things are inscribed, certain holy lines from the Quran has been inscribed. College, libraries, mosque, laboratory, lecture halls, etc. was done. So he promoted teaching and he saw to it that there were a good quality of teaching staff, and latest books were available for kids to study. Khwaja Muhammaduddin Gawan was there in the year 1472. He built a madrasa. Madrasa is like a university, and which was for the Islamic college, which was like an Islamic college for the lecture hall, library I had mentioned earlier. So these are the work of Muhammad Gawan. After the death of Muhammad Gawan, It led to the disintegration, that is, a decline of the Bahmani kingdom. No other capable person came after him. The decline of the Bahmani kingdom gave rise to small powers, and they were the five small powers were Idam Shahi of Bharat, Badri Shahi of Adil Shah of Bijapur, and Nizam Shahi of Ahmednagar, and Qutub Shahi of Golconda. So these are the five powers, I repeat. Five small powers: Idam Shahi of Bharat, Badri Shahi of Bidar, Adil Shahi of Bijapur, Nizam Shahi of Ahmednagar, and Qutub Shahi of Golconda. In our next class, we will look into the Mughal history. Good morning, class. Good morning, teacher. Class. In our previous lecture, we studied India before the time of Shivaji. We have seen part 1 and part 2. And today we are going to study part 3. Manoj, can you tell me what did we do in our last class? Yes, teacher. Teacher, we studied about Bengal, the Pal dynasty, the Rashtrakuta Empire, the Chola dynasty, the Delhi Sultanate, Rajput dynasty, the early Turkish rule about Qutbuddin Aybak, Razia Sultana, Sayyid dynasty, the Lodi dynasties, the Khalji dynasty, and the Tughlaq dynasty. Here is a map of Delhi Sultanate and the Vijayanagar Empire. We also studied about Delhi Sultanate and Vijayanagar Empire. Very good, Manoj. You remember what we did then? Today we shall study the Mughal Empire from 1530 to 1707. You can see the map of Mughal Empire. Here is a family tree diagram of Mughal Empire or the Mughal emperors. Mughal dynasty was started by Babur in 1526. After the fall of the Tughlaqs and the Lodis, Babur defeated the Lodis. Babur was a founder of the Mughal Empire. He was a king who came from Fargana in Central Asia. Today it is Uzbekistan. And he heard about the wealth of India and planned to loot India. Reigning Sultan of Delhi at that time was Ibrahim Lodi, and Daulat Khan Lodi was his governor. Babur, with the help of Daulat Khan Lodi, defeated Ibrahim Lodi and took the opportunity and established the Mughal Empire. Students, do you know who is Babur? Here is the image of Babur. Babur was none other than the grandfather of Akbar the Great. You must have heard the story of Akbar and Birbal. Babur was the grandfather of Akbar the Great. Here are some of the achievements of Babur. The battles that he fought: the Battle of Panipat in 1526, the Battle of Khwana in 1527, Battle of Chandari in 1528, and the Battle of Gagra. But sad, the Mughal Empire started in 1526, and in 1530 Babur happened to pass away. He died. Autobiography of Babur is known as Baburnama, and in which the achievements of Babur is mentioned. At the age of 12, he had come from Fargana, that is today's present Uzbekistan. So Babur died at a very young age. After Babur, his son Humayun, that is father of Akbar, happened to succeed the Mughal Empire in 1530 to 1540. He was a ruler, and then again from 1555 to 1556 for 1 year. He became the ruler. In between that, Sher Suri from 1540 to 1554 Sher Suri happened to rule the Mughal Empire, and Humayun, being the son of Babur, took over the throne in 1530. Later on in 1556, after the death of Humayun, Akbar became the emperor of the Mughal Empire. Akbar ruled from 1556 to 1605, followed by his son in 1605, Jahangir or Salim, who ruled over from 1605 to 1627. So here is a family tree of the Mughal Empire. In our last video, we had learned about the Nizam Shahi. Also, I had told you after the decline of the Bahmani kingdom, 5 kingdoms came in: Adil Shahi, Nizam Shahi, Qutb Shahi of Golconda. So I am talking about Nizam Shahi and the role of Chand Bibi in that. The Mughals attacked Ahmednagar, the capital of Nizam Shahi, in 1595, and the Mughal army put a siege on the Ahmednagar, and Chand Bibi, the capable daughter of Hussain Nizam Shah of Ahmednagar, took care of the empire and defended the fort. And during this internal strife among the factions of the Sardar of Nizam Shahi resulted in the murder of Chand Bibi, who was a very capable ruler. Being a female, she very bravely fought and met an heroic death. Then we look at Govinda, Rani Durgavati. She came from the Vidarbha region of Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh in the northern Andhra Pradesh, and Odisha. Durgavati was born in the dynasty of Chandel, the Rajput dynasty. You can see here the Rajput dynasty also in the family clan. When she was married, she was an excellent administrator. The struggle of Gondwana was carried out by Durgavati. Again, Durgavati also, like Chand Bibi, met a heroic death, and she was laid down while fighting against Akbar, but refused to surrender. Akbar was well-versed ruler. He had a very tolerant policy. He started his own religious policy called as Dine Ilahi. In Dine Ilahi, all religions were equal before law, and he didn't compel anyone to follow his principles. Thank you, teacher. See you in the next class, boys. With that, we complete this lesson. Thank you for watching and being patient. Students, I hope I have managed to do justice to your syllabus. We looked at the Mughal history, and in Mughal history, the last ruler of Mughal history was Aurangzeb. And today we are going to look into the reign of Aurangzeb. Aurangzeb was son of Shah Jahan and great grandson of Akbar the Great. I told you, as you students must have heard the story of Akbar and Birbal. I'm talking about that same Akbar again. Aurangzeb was great grandson of Akbar the Great. Aurangzeb had won many wars of succession, and he was the son of Shah Jahan. Shah Jahan was none other than the one who built Taj Mahal. Shah Jahan's real name was Khurram. After the death of Shah Jahan in 1658, Dara Shikoh, the eldest son of Shah Jahan, the famous religious tolerance policy he came up with, and he translated more than 50 Upanishads in Persian languages. Aurangzeb became the emperor of the Mughal Empire, and he brought the empire under his control and extended the boundaries of the empire from Kashmir to Ahmednagar, and in the south to Kabul, West Bengal, and east. So the expansion of Mughal Empire was seen at the time of Aurangzeb from north, east, west, and south. He added to many more territories, and he conquered the areas of Adil Shahis of Bijapur, Qutb Shahis of Golconda, etc. Now, the significant event in history during the time of Aurangzeb was the conflict with the Ahoms. Now, here you can see the map trying to show you the places. And Ahom launched their attack at Sarigarh. Mughals were retreated to Sulaki. You can read all these informations here. Now, let me explain you in detail. In the 13th century, students, the story goes like this: Shan community settled in the valley of Brahmaputra and established a kingdom, and this community was known as Ahom. Aurangzeb ruled there, and the Ahoms prolonged struggle with the Mughals. They had lots of struggles to face with the Mughal power. The Mughals attacked Ahom's region, and Ahoms united under the leadership of Gadabardhan Sinha, the commander. I'm sorry, students. Of Bhorankun, who gave an intense battle to the Mughals. Now, this commander in chief gave a great tough time to the Mughals, and the conflict ended. And it became impossible for them to create a base in Assam. Mughals found a difficult phase over here. Conflict with the Sikhs and Guru Gobind Singh's role. Sikhism was a religion, the institution of religion started by Guru Nanak, and in this we have 10 gurus, among which Guru Gobind Singh was the 10th guru. The 9th guru was Guru Tegh Bahadur before Guru Gobind Singh, who strongly protested Aurangzeb's religious intolerance policy, where Aurangzeb had started jizya tax on the non-Muslims, and this was not acceptable to the Sikh community, and Guru Tegh Bahadur happened to raise his voice. The 10th Guru was Guru Gobind Singh, whom we can see in the picture. On raising his voice, Guru Tegh Bahadur, the 9th Guru, was beheaded, that is, his head was chopped off in 1675, and after his death, Guru Gobind Singh came. He organized and encouraged the martial spirit, that is, the military art, and he organized the youth, and he formed a Khalsa Dal. He started his headquarters in Anandpur. He sent his army to attack Aurangzeb sent his army to attack the Sikhs. And the Sikhs fought very bravely, after which Guru Gobind Singh came to Deccan in 1708, and there was an attempt to take his life at Nanded. Soon after, he happened to succumb to wounds. So, we see and we encounter the death of Guru Gobind Singh. The conflicts with Marathas. Before that, we will look into conflicts with the Rajputs. Akbar had secured the cooperation of Rajput, and they had a very friendly relationship, but Aurangzeb did not show the same policy as his great-grandfather showed. But Aurangzeb, as I told you, had started imposing taxes on the non-Muslims, and many of the Rajput rulers were against Aurangzeb's policy. Now here we see Aurangzeb annexed the kingdom of Mughal Empire. After the death of Rana Jaswant Singh of Marwar, Aurangzeb annexed his kingdom, and Durgadas Rathod was crowned the minor son of Ajit Singh. Durgadas fought bravely with the Mughals, but Aurangzeb's son Prince Akbar was sent to crush the revolt. Prince Akbar joined hands with the Rajput and gave revolt to his own father Aurangzeb. Efforts were made to seek help from Maharashtra with the help of the Marathas. And then we come into the conflict with Marathas. So the earlier part, the conflict with Rajput, was a background which I mentioned. In Maharashtra, Swaraj was established under the leadership of Shivaji, and efforts were made to establish Swaraj. Shivaji had to fight with the Mughals along with the other enemies. Aurangzeb came down to Deccan after the death of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj with the intention of conquering the whole of South India. But the Maratha gave him a tough time. And they defended their independence, and we shall study the struggle of Maratha War of Independence in detail in our further unit. I hope you've understood the concept. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being patient.